2 weekend mass shootings, 2 Marine veterans. According to CNN and local authorities, 2 mass shootings over the weekend were allegedly carried out by Marine Corps veterans, hours apart, in different states. In Southport, North Carolina, my home state where I grew up, police say 40-year-old Nigel Edge arrived by boat and opened fire at the American Fish Company bar, killing 3 and injuring others. Officials called the attack highly premeditated, and the district attorney said evil has come ashore in Southport as the community reels. Roughly 12 hours later, in Grand Blanc Township, Michigan, authorities identified the church attacker as 40-year-old Thomas Sanford, a former Marine and Iraq War veteran. Police say he rammed a car into a Latter-day Saints chapel, set a fire, and opened fire on congregants. At least 4 people were killed and 8 injured before Sanford died in a gunfight with police. Motive is still unknown. Officials say Edge received a Purple Heart during his service. Sanford also earned multiple medals during Marine duty. Both investigations are ongoing. Okay, what's the real message here? America is still number 1 at being bloodthirsty. We kill more people in a typical hour than some countries do in a year when it comes to bang, bang, shoot them up dead. And it's despicable and it is completely preventable, but we decide not to. Let's dig a little deeper here. Okay, we've heard a lot recently from some of the top officials in Washington, some of the top political commentators and pundits that we have a real crisis in this country. And they're not wrong. And we're told it's this ideological war. We're told that nobody's safe because there is radical, and I mean radical, left-wing extremists who are violent, who are killing people. That's what we've been told again and again and again. Who knows? May be true. Let's take a look at these killers a minute. I first want to draw attention to one of the killers, the North Carolina killer, Nigel Edge. Here he is shooting people, killing people. Maybe he's a part of the radical. Let's take a look. Maybe he's got long dreadlocks. Maybe he's wearing a Che Guevara t-shirt, cap. Maybe he's smoking a pipe that he started to learn when he was started to use when he was growing up on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Perhaps he had some parents who were Marxist professors at Columbia University. Let's take a look at this guy, because I'm pretty sure he's going to have tattoos for Fidel Castro and Karl Marx on him. And let's take a look at this picture together, because maybe Eric is short for Erica. Maybe it's a radical black lesbian who has become infiltrated with left-wing ideology. So let's just take a look right now at this character and see if in fact we are on to something with this. Oops. Now, those of you listening on the podcast, I apologize. I've just brought up the picture of this killer, this person who killed 3 people over the weekend. And if he's not a poster child for an Aryan Nation recruiting poster, I don't know what is. It doesn't get any whiter than this, folks. I don't see any dreadlocks present. He does not appear to be a lesbian or a transsexual, does he? He is white, he is male, he likes guns, he likes military stuff. And what do you know? When you learn a little more about his background, turns out he doesn't have anything to do with any left-wing organization, liberal organization. Let's check further. Is he on George Soros's payroll? Nope. Doesn't seem like he's there either. Okay, but that's only one. Let's not cherry pick here. Surely the other mass killer. I mean, again, we're told from the highest levels of our government that Stephen Miller on down and up, that the number one problem in America is this dangerous left-wing radicalism that is fomenting violence in America. Well, we've certainly seen a lot of violence in America. Again, within 12 hours, mass killings. So let's switch over to Grand Blanc, Michigan. There was Thomas Jacob Sanford. Again, I'll show you his picture in a moment, but maybe that's a changed name. Maybe it's a transsexual, because we hear all the time how evil and horrible and radical transsexuals are. So let's just take a look and see if this Thomas Jacob Sanford to you looks like a transsexual woman, perhaps. Or maybe this time we'll get the dreadlocks and the radical look. Maybe this time we'll see the Che Guevara t-shirt, beret. Maybe this time we'll see tattoos honoring Karl Marx. So let's see if I can find a picture of this. We have to assume a radical left-wing extremist. Uh-oh. What do we see here? Again, apologies to those of you on the podcast, but I'm showing a picture of a white guy with a beard on a pickup truck, proudly showcasing a deer that he killed, presumably he killed, with a baseball cap, looking a little chubby, if I can possibly add that. He looks, frankly, like every MAGA voter I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not seeing dreadlocks, not that there's anything wrong with dreadlocks. He does have tattoos on his arm. Let's look at these tattoos carefully. They do not seem to be glorifying Karl Marx, Stalin, Lenin, Fidel Castro. I don't see any Antifa tattoos on him or bumper stickers on his pickup truck in North Carolina. So what do you know? Another white male who seems to have all the trappings to be 100% immersed in right-wing MAGA culture. Am I saying that anyone who believes in MAGA beliefs is a mass killer? No, not saying that. But maybe we should all be a little more skeptical when we hear these ideas about how the greatest threat in America is left-wing ideology these days, that it's somehow the left that is promoting violence. When in fact, every single reputable organization that has analyzed the ideological perspectives and motivations of mass killers in America has shown again and again and again, it's overwhelmingly right-wing extremism that is fueling. Is it 100%? No. Is every mass killer a completely intellectually consistent philosopher king? No. Sometimes they pick bits and pieces, and a lot of times when they kill, they're just nuts. Sorry if that doesn't sound clinical enough for you, but sometimes they're just disaffected young men. Now, I guess this is a testament to middle-aged people can get up there and compete too, because this is a little bit different. So many of these killers are young men under the age of 30. These are 40-year-old men. So these are not young men. These are middle-aged men. So if you want to say can't really say that's progress, but it's against the stereotype, we'll say. Now, folks, I am not a fan of racism and racial discrimination. I'm not a fan of profiling. I agree with a lot of people that it's not a good thing, but you know what? This has got me thinking. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe we need to bring back some racism in police departments and profiling, because what we are seeing again and again and again is the most dangerous people in society are white men. And if you want to be generous and call somebody young if they're under 45, then really the biggest danger in the world is young white men. We saw it with the Kirk situation. We're seeing it here. We're seeing it again and again and again. So maybe the racists have a point. Maybe we should embrace more racism in our society, and specifically doing it in a rational way, because all racists consider themselves rational, don't they? So maybe we should in fact be racist and just look at the number. If you see a young white man out and about in your town, maybe you see something, say something. Maybe call the police on them, because it's people like I looked like 30, 40 years ago. I'm not a young white man, but I was a young white man. It's people like me in my younger days. You should be afraid. Now, thankfully, I was able to overcome this horrible affliction, apparently, of being a young white man. And I didn't kill anybody. And I don't recommend anyone do so. And I certainly hope that young white men stop doing this. But if you're going to look at the facts and be rational, maybe we need to start some profiling and be extra careful. You see a young white man lurking about in your town, you see something, say something.